I'm trying to work through this pain. So I thought I would tell you another story. It's also about pain. I was working the emergency room. I was pretty new, so I had to work all 3 shifts in the beginning. In case they ever needed to pull me in or something. It's always that way when you work at the hospital. You gotta work whatever. You gotta be a pretty flexible person. I guess I was a lot more flexible than I ever thought. We had to be prepared for all kinds of situations. And it didn't matter if you were having a bad day or a headache. The shit stopped when you had an emergency come in. One day we had an emergency come in. And up north in Ohio and up around there, it gets cold and there's 9 months of winter. And there's a lot of Amish people. And they don't have electricity, the modern electricity. And a lot of them heat with kerosene or coal oil or gas, whatever. We had this little girl. She was 15 years old or so. And she was at home alone with the younger ones, and it got cold, and so she went to heat up the heater and the stove, and she put a couple of logs in there, and then she decided she'd throw some kerosene in there, and it backflashed on her. And them girls, they make their own clothes, and a lot of it's polyester. And so this little girl's dress had melted into her wounds. And guess who got to clean it out? Me. Yes. And the whole time she cried. And the whole time I cried. I could feel her pain. And I would try to. I felt all of it. I'm sure not as bad as she did. And I kept asking the doctor for more medicine. I didn't care. I know they can give so much of that morphine and stuff. But he had given her morphine and she was screaming still. And so they gave her Dilaudid and she was still screaming. And I was trying so hard to be so gentle. And that polyester had hardened into the skin and was going to have to be cut out. I wasn't going to do it. And I told the doctor, I said, look, I'm going to pass out cleaning her up. She's going to pass out me cleaning her up. I mean, a little bit of Versed, some sterile stuff. You guys can handle this way better, and she will risk a lot less infection. And so he's like, all right. I got out of that one. But I was sitting here thinking about all the people that I've watched in pain and how I could do nothing but sit with them and wondered if that was ever enough.